Hello and welcome to Pick a Card reading. Today's Pick a Card reading is about any emotional clutter you feel you have accumulated or you tend to accumulate regularly, and it has become a bit of a unhealthy pattern for you, to keep you know collecting it and not sorting it out from time to time. So today's reading is about that, and these are the cards I will be using today. So choose whatever appeals to you. This is a fairies deck. This is a deck with um, of Archangel Raphael healing. This is the third deck, Archangel Michael, and this is the fourth, the Energy Oracle. So just choose whatever appeals to you, and if you're drawn to more than one, you can also see that reading as well, because sometimes things are interconnected and they're linked. So to probably get a better understanding, you would like to, or you would want to watch more than one particular deck to get a clarity. And in case we need to, we will dive a little deeper with the tarot as well to get you a very clear, precise and conclusive reading. I will put the timestamps in the description box so that you can just probably just go on to your reading immediately. Okay, so let us start with all those who have chosen the fairies. Is this fine here? Okay. But I think I'll put it on the side here. Okay, so let us get a reading for all those who have selected this particular set of cards. We're going to take a look at your emotional clutter. Okay. Let us get a reading for all those who want to know about their emotional clutter through this particular set of cards. Well, this one does seem to want to come out. So you got express your individuality. Okay. Oops, this one is already... Okay, I'll take it with this. Okay? Yeah. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Alright, I think those are all. These are the only two cards which wanted to come out on their own. The next set we are going to draw after having cut it. Okay, next card is practice, practice, practice. Do some research. Your wish is granted. Okay, so yes, all the cards are fitting in the frame, and we will now proceed with the explanation. So I think your core clutter is about yourself, and it's about you and how you present yourself, or you about how you come across to others, or how you conduct yourself in front of others. I think you're not able to sometimes I think you you don't project, or not project, that's not the right word. You don't come across as your authentic self, because you've got this card of express your individuality. There is something, you feel a little hesitant in being your true self, in expressing yourself the way you would like to, whether it is in terms of clothing, whether it is your speech, whether it is sometimes what we even like to eat and drink. I mean, you're in a group, and many people have ordered something, but you don't like any of it, and you would want to have something else, but you just feel that you wouldn't want to stick out like a sore thumb. So you say, all right, even out of those two three things which are being ordered, you also have one of those. Just an example, somehow probably you dress in a particular way which you feel that you should dress because that is for some belief you have. So you don't wear the clothes which you genuinely like to wear. Okay, that's another thing which is coming. So there is this clutter, I mean, and when you do those things, then it becomes an emotional burden for you. You don't feel very happy. I mean, probably you tell yourself that why you feel unhappy with the choices you make for yourself, right? And I think you say that, all right, next time I will do this. I mean, you're aware of it. Whoever has selected this card, you are aware of the fact that you do this, but you don't admit that it does not make you feel happy, right? You don't admit to the fact that if you wear a certain outfit or certain kind of clothes, you don't, that it doesn't make you feel your best, yet you don't admit it to yourself that, yeah, I wish I wouldn't wear that, and I wish I would have bought that because that is something I would really like to wear. We have our own reasons why we choose, and that is why you are being urged to to admit to yourself that why are you opting for something which does not make you happy. See, at the end of it, you are spending money on whatever it is, but you are spending money on something which does not make you feel happy. So everywhere you see, there's a drain of energy. Your financial energy goes down the drain, your emotional well-being goes down the drain, your overall vibration also becomes a little low because of not admitting to yourself that yes, this is what I don't like, and yes, that is what I would rather go in for. So every time there is a situation, you always have options, but you never choose what you want to buy for yourself. You land up shortchanging yourself. You land up settling for something for some reason or the other. So that is why I think both these cards came out together, because you don't I mean, it's not about the other people, it's about yourself. That you must admit the fact that you shortchange yourself for some reason, and why are you doing that? I mean, if you have to spend money on something, why are you not spending it on something which you genuinely like, which will genuinely make you happy? Why are you purchasing things which, or spending money on things which make you unhappy? Those are the kind of questions you are being urged to find answers for, because that kind of weighs you down emotionally. It's that emotional clutter which is the theme of this reading. That this, you don't feel nice about yourself, then probably you don't feel nice about being with other people. So if it's in a group, then you feel that everyone is like their best, and then you start comparing yourself. All right. And then you all, I mean, though I would say that you do practice, you do tell yourself that next time I will do it, next time I'll do it, but that next time never happens. So next time also there is an opportunity, you go back to your original pattern of choosing something which is really not what your heart wants. So you do practice it, but when it comes to doing it, you don't do it. You only keep practicing. I mean, you probably prepare yourself that yes, now I'm going to go out and I have to spend money on something, but I'm going to buy what I want. But the moment you go there, you somehow don't buy that, and you buy something else which is really not what you really want to buy. So you do know that you need to practice it, but for some reason you don't do it. And then probably other people are also kind of I think a good place to start with what the cards are saying, that just for once, or just say for the next 3 times, every time you have to go out and get something for yourself, just say that this time at least let me start with this one purchase, or with these 2 purchases, to buy what I want to buy, what is really going to make me happy. You have to try it once, because this is what this card of research says. You need more information about the situation. So how will you get information about your situation? When you actually do it, and you have to practice doing it. Do it with one thing at a time. Maybe if you don't want to start with 3 like I mentioned earlier, that's fine. You start with that one thing, but practice with one. So every time you're going out, and supposing you're going to buy more than one thing, but you say that out of these 3 things or 4 things, there is one thing I'm going to buy which is completely to my liking, for no other reason, because it just makes me very happy. And then you start doing research on what this card of research says, that start do you'll start understanding a pattern for yourself, and it will lead to this love life. Not, I mean, we need to see the context in which we interpret cards. You will feel a lot happier, and you will really start enjoying and loving your life. This is what the card is saying. Probably when you conduct yourself in this manner, you feel sad, you feel unhappy, you don't feel very good, you're not in love with yourself, you're not in love with your life. Because when you really love yourself or somebody else, you always want to do the best for them. So you shortchange yourself, so you don't like anything about yourself or the life you are creating, because the environment is a reflection of how you are feeling inside, right? So you're being urged that every time you go out, at least one thing to start off with, you buy which you really, really like, and then you see there will be a shift in your happiness levels. You will have a certain new love for life, because now you're in sync with things which match your vibration. I think with this, you deliberately choose something which lowers your vibration, and as the vibration becomes a little low, it keeps, and every time you repeat the pattern, the clutter just increases, and then you feel very unhappy, maybe a little depressed as well. And you need to start doing this. You see, you got this beautiful outcome of healing, healed, and healer. You will know that just merely buying something which you really like, rather than buying something you don't like, will automatically bring in so much healing for you. All those who have chosen card 1. All right, so I feel I don't really need to pull additional cards, because everyone has their own reason for you know conducting themselves like this. But since you are drawn to this reading and you're seeing this reading, probably you have it in you that now you would really like to take some steps to change it, because help comes when we are ready for the help. Guidance comes when we are ready for the guidance. So this guidance I'm sorry, this guidance is telling you that just start with that one step of buying just that one thing which you buy because that is what you want to buy. That is what is your eye goes to immediately. So you must honor that instinct in you. It is coming from some place. It's very difficult to rationalize it, that why does that one thing appeal to you. Sometimes you don't have to rationalize and think through and be logical about everything. Sometimes it is just accept it, rather than discuss it with yourself. Just out of all those things, just that one thing to start with, just pick that up, and you will see the shift happening in you. You will not be accumulating any clutter, you will be going with the flow. So you buy one thing and you see the good energy it gives you, and that is what is going to raise your vibration, and it is not going to allow that emotional clutter to happen again. I'm just giving you one example of what you would like to buy. For other people, it's about presenting themselves or being their authentic self. It is I do not know, I think I spoke a lot about buying and purchasing. Maybe there's a large section which relates to this, but let me come back to those for whom it is about being able to express themselves. So every time you're out, or you're in a group of people, because that is the time you become a little inhibited. Probably you want to be part of the group, probably you want to be like them, but somewhere deep inside you know that you're not like them, or you would like to come across, you have certain points which or certain traits which gel very nicely with your group. But there is your own individuality as well, which you feel that if you express it, or come across like that, then maybe they might not really like you. But that's another thing, because the more you are into your own energy, the more people you will attract who are like yourself, and that is when you have good harmony amongst all of you. Over here you might be experiencing a little artificial conduct, a little superficial conduct, just because you would like to be a part of them. So this reading is telling you, be your original self. People who understand and appreciate you, and the kind of people you understand and appreciate because you're acting out of your original nature, that is when you will start forming your own set of people, where exactly, I mean, you're all very, very similar. Here also might be an element of similarity, but for you, it's not 100%. Right? So for you, it would be a good idea to start at least one thing. Like I mentioned, for the others, even for you, next time you're out, at least that one thing, if you wish to say, by all means say. You do not know how many people are there in the group who are probably you know faking it a little bit, for want of better words. Sometimes it does happen. So why don't you start that just one time you express something and see the kind of response you get. It's not always about, saying the right things, doing the right things. I understand once in a while one requires, but to do that. But when you are in a group which is, kind of your support system, or people you're associated with for a long time, then having that pretentious behavior will cause that clutter, because you're continuously doing that. It is just building up, and somewhere inside it tells you that this is not who I am. But again, when the situation comes, again you get into that little pretentious behavior, and again, it just adds on to the clutter. So now you need to start reducing that, and it would be a good idea to only start gradually. So whenever you're out there with a set of people, be it, your friends, be it your colleagues, be it family, any kind of a group, say what you would like to say, come across the way you would like to come across, dress the way you would like to dress, eat and drink what you really like. Just start small and see the kind of healing which is going to happen with you. It's not about others, it's about you. You need to be happy with your life. You need to be happy in your skin. You need to admit that you have got certain traits for a reason, and the more you honor them, the more you will come across people who honor themselves, right? And then you will start living from a very authentic place, and you will really start enjoying your life. You'll feel so much happier, and the happier you are, the more happier people you are going to attract within your environment. So it's all about coming into a better place for yourself and having this healing, because this card is here. So the guidance does say that following these steps is going to bring about the healing in you. So I hope you liked the reading, whoever chose card 1. And if you like the content, do subscribe to the channel for regular readings. Thank you. Let us start with all those who chose this deck, Archangel Raphael Healing. We'll take a look at your emotional clutter. Let us get a reading for all those who chose card 2. What kind of emotional clutter? Use your natural healing abilities. Okay, this is the card which has just come out, but we'll see how to use this and connect it with the other cards. All right, I get it. So I think all those who have chosen this particular deck, you're all healers, right, at some level or the other, and all of you practice various healing modalities, right? And I think that is what causes a little confusion. That I know this and I know that, and I practice this and I practice that, but I think somewhere now you want to zero in on one or two techniques, or really explore one or two techniques. And I think that is the kind of clutter you are experiencing, that how do I choose out of all these things? So your guidance is that choose what comes very naturally to you, what you gravitate towards most effortlessly, and what is the first technique which comes to your mind when you think of healing yourself or another person. So I think it's all for this particular group. It's all about which healing modality to pursue. Okay, stay positive. So you feel that all right. Okay, so when you are in that confusion, sometimes you feel a little low, that I'm not able to explore anyone properly, and I'm not developing my skills in the right way, and I'm not getting that expertise in one, because we all have various, but there is going to be one or two which we are very, very good at, because that is the strongest in us. Not to say the others don't work, but the others add to that one chief or two, two modalities or two techniques, and the others contribute to it. So you'll have a natural affinity for that one thing which is very, very close to your heart, which comes to you instinctively, immediately, and always. So you know that this is one thing I'm 100% sure of, but you're not able to, you have not yet explored it completely. Maybe you need to study it a little more, or maybe you need to practice it a little more for yourself. And initially you would probably feel that maybe it will not work out, maybe I need to do all. You feel a little underconfident, having to choose one or two. So this stay positive card is telling you that it would be a good idea to hold on to the that one thing which you would like to study in detail, or you really want to spend all your time practicing. And because it is going to require time, it is going to require effort, it's going to require hard work, it requires a lot of dedication. So don't give up in between. It's not easy to be dealing with these modalities, right? So in between it can get very challenging. But what is not challenging? Every new skill, every time we want to learn something, become good at it, it will require hard work. And I think, see, this change a physician's card is again, talking of, all the cards in this deck are not about, like, you know, it's not all about, it's about healing, all right, but it is, not all of them are connected with, like medicine and, some kind of sickness and things like that. It is not like that. When you start, and for some of you, okay, for some of you who are not keeping very well, and you are focusing on more than one way of healing yourself, okay, I think it would be a good idea to change, to get a second opinion regarding your health. And for some of you, you are also asked to include natural healing abilities to improve your health. Okay, so we've got, I think, two sets of, or maybe there might be more. Let's see, let me complete the spread. Okay, so you have got these two cards. I'll take them together. So, you need to, yes, what I was telling you about, putting in hard work, putting in effort, and putting in, being very dedicated to it. It is going to stretch your abilities. It is going to, it's going to be, it is going to, it's going to be a little strenuous for you to put that hard work, but you need to do it, because it's only when we stretch something, right, can we see the extent to how far it is going to go, putting it very simply. The other thing is, you also need to um, say, stretch your imagination. Think beyond, go beyond whatever you have been doing so far. So supposing, you have been doing just this much, now proceed this much. Now you're going to stretch that thing to take it this far, right? So you need to stretch your abilities, you need to stretch your ability to work hard, you need to stretch your talents and explore all what you can get from them. And believe you me, what the card is saying, that when you do it, you're going to feel so happy. You're going to really feel happy. You've got this card, stay positive. You've got this card, unconditional joy. So I think you just really need to focus on what you want to do. For those who are looking, who have got a, who would like to work on, becoming healers, and to take on one or two modalities and work at it really, really in detail. You see the results. It's going to make you very, very happy for having finally followed through. And for those of you who are going through a rough patch of health, when you also, it is also asking you to, just see that, another doctor can bring in a little more guidance. There's no harm in taking a second opinion. Some of you could do very well to, do some stretching exercises. That also kind of releases, stuck energy within our body. Because, a lot of it, I think all those who've taken this particular card, you're urged to go in for a little exercise, especially yoga asanas, which focus on stretching and compressing the body. So that whole technique is, you stretch it and you bring it back to rest, because slowly when you're stretching different body parts, the energy, the stuck energy, breaks out, and it kind of disintegrates and releases your physical body as well as your energy body, right? Which is actually toxins being released, which is going to make you feel very happy. So it would be a good idea to go in for that, and it would be also a good idea, to practice it outdoors if possible, for any one of you, right? So you all are urged to go the natural way. I mean, and for those of you, for some of you, do you include one or two natural healing abilities, techniques, or go towards including some natural food products which are going to in lieu of some medicines, or to supplement your medicines, right? So supposing you are asked to take in additional vitamin C, so whatever supplements you're taking, try and include a little more fruit, fresh fruit, citrus fruits in your diet. Those of you who have a little problem with your bones, you're taking some supplements for calcium, it would be a good idea to sit out in the sun for some time here, so that your calcium gets absorbed in your bones, because the sunlight helps that. Nothing else is going to make your body absorb the calcium other than sunlight. All right. And some of you, I feel you also work with animals, right? We've got an animal here, we've got animals here. So some of you, you can heal your pets or any animal which comes to you regularly, just by giving it, touch therapy, Reiki, or any other healing modality which you know. So I think you should start focusing on that. I mean, just kind of work on it a little bit, work with it a little more till you really get familiar with that modality, so that you are called to help certain animals, maybe stray animals, sick animals, right, whom nobody cares about, because you have that ability in you, and I think these animals have a tendency to find you because they know that you have that healing ability, right? So do practice that, do research those techniques, work with them a little more and explore them a little, so that you can give your very best to the animal and bird kingdom also. um, okay, so the how you can to avoid accumulating this kind of a clutter of what to do, what not to do. Just I think some of you need to forgive yourself also as well as others. It's a little difficult card to interpret, because forgiveness, um, it all starts with the self. If you're going to be very, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't say that I mean, I do not know, that is the only word which is coming to me, that don't be hard on yourself. you know um I think you need to, it's very difficult sometimes, I think, for all those who have chosen this card, to be nice to yourself and tell yourself that alright, I made a mistake, it's fine, everybody makes a mistake. I think you kind of hold on to it, that how could I do this, I shouldn't have done this, and probably you can you come out of it. But I think when you don't forgive, that is what really really causes a lot of clutter in you regarding your healing abilities. I think you also, forgiveness also brings about natural healing. So maybe some of you, you practice a lot of healing modalities. Some of you have these abilities, not some, I think anybody who's watching this reading has these healing modalities. More than this, I think you need to forgive. Okay, whoever has chosen this card, you need to work with these abilities to get some forgiveness for yourself or another person. That is the core of your reading. That is what is actually causing the emotional clutter. So you kind of work, when you are using these modalities for healing, it's again at a superficial level, but deep inside, why are you gravitating towards healing and natural healing? Because there's some forgiveness which needs to be done, whether towards yourself or towards another person. That holding on to that unforgiving quality is what is actually causing the discomfort and stress in some of you, which you are seeking to release through these modalities. But along with these modalities also, you have to repeat. I mean, this is just an exercise which I also do. I also tell myself that, all right, I forgive myself, I forgive so and so, I forgive so and so. So that also is going to add to your healing process and help you heal a lot faster. So I think there's a forgiveness issue at hand, because of which you kind of turned towards these healing abilities. So along with pursuing them, studying them, working with them, do that forgiveness for towards yourself and another person by physically saying it. You don't have to say it to them, but like, practice standing in front of the mirror, I forgive you, I forgive you, and then you see whether you're really ready to forgive or no. It's the most difficult thing to do. A lot of people say, all right, I forgive, it's okay, but you actually see it in their heart, they're not willing to forgive, and they say, okay, I forgive, but I will not forget. The very fact that you say, I will not forget, means you have not forgiven. So you really need, because that is what is actually going to bring about that healing. That unpleasantness in your heart is contributing to your emotional pain, your physical pain. That also needs to be released. Okay. And for those of you who work with animals, you also need to forgive people who are, you know who caused certain animals to be in distress, and they come towards you for healing, right? So maybe you feel very angry towards anybody who could treat animals. I know it's I was going to say unforgivable, but it just kind of burdens our heart to carry that anger. So you just need to focus on what you can do, and that is to heal the animal, and rest of the things, nature and the universe has their own way of squaring up things, right? We'll get a card for outcome. You need to drink a lot of water. Why? Because because healing work needs to, when we do this kind of work, we require to flush out a lot of toxins as we are healing ourselves, or when we are healing another person, because we tend to absorb their energy. You will feel very thirsty, so drink a lot of water. Even if you feel you don't want to eat, that's fine, but do drink lots and lots and lots of water. You will feel thirsty. So don't, when you feel thirsty, don't go and have some fruit juice, or some carbonated drink. No, drink water. That is going to actually keep cleaning your physical body and your energy body as well. Okay. So you will feel this kind of work will result in a lot of because the energy has to get released somehow, so it comes to the surface. And water is, it's a very good solvent. It is going to absorb and dissolve everything, but it's a good idea to continuously have it, so that the continuous release keeps happening. Okay. So I think that is your reading. All those who chose card 2, I'm still shuffling, but no more guidance is coming for you, so I'll leave it at that. Last card, laughter is the best medicine. Don't get too serious about things. It's very, very important to laugh off. See, I just happened to place it next to this card. I hope you can see it. Yeah. So it's, I just put it over there because it was I guess meant to be there. And so it's also telling you that don't get too serious. Try and I wouldn't say amuse yourself, but it's about don't get too serious. That also adds to clutter, that also adds to heaviness within our body and mind. So just take everything, let it come, let it go, and laugh off a lot of things, so that you don't hold on to them, because when you laugh again, you expel energy, right? So just laugh off a lot of things. Life is not to be so serious. It is not meant to be. It's all about some things coming, going, coming, going. So don't hold on to anything. Just the way this angel is releasing this bird, let through laughter, just let out everything. And you'll feel that that clutter does not stay with you. It doesn't build up, it doesn't add up. Okay, the moment you feel like that, you laugh it off. Look at it from a funny perspective, you know and just laugh it off. I mean, sometimes it is not funny, but try and see a lighter version of it, just for yourself, because there are only few things you can handle and control, right? So just keep yourself in a good place, and keep yourself healthy and happy. And you'll feel, you'll that this kind of clutter will not happen to you, ever so often. Maybe you will get out of this habit completely. Okay. So I'll wrap up your reading with that, and if you liked it, do subscribe to the channel for regular readings. Alright, now we will proceed with card 3 and the third deck, which is Archangel Michael, and let us see what is your clutter about. get a little guidance regarding what kind of clutter does this particular set of people have or they tend to accumulate. What kind of clutter do you accumulate? Alright, let's start. Explore your options. Sense of humor, energy healing work, okay, okay. So, so all those who chose this particular um, set of cards, I think your emotional clutter or any kind of clutter comes because you just keep, you know, um, you look at, you always keep a lot of options for yourself and you just keep exploring those options. You keep spending your time and energy exploring them, but you don't get down to doing one thing. You spend too much time at the energy level. You keep thinking about it, you keep researching about it, you keep studying about it, but you do not choose one of those things and work on it. You have a little bit of fear of doing it. You feel that, a sense of humor, you've got this card which says that, you take everything very lightly. You don't want to become serious about that one thing which you know that you would like to be serious about. I think you just kind of, you're procrastinating or you're avoiding committing. You feel that you might not be good at it. You fear that you will be unsuccessful. You fear that, you're not good enough for it. You fear, other people's opinions when you are doing something. There is some kind of fear because of which, you laugh off everything. You take it very lightly. You just keep thinking about it, talking about it, but you don't get down to doing it. All right, and it kind of, impacts your energy levels. And you take, you, like I said, this card says, you're not committing. You keep saying that, I'll, decide later, I'll, put it off for another time, and for now I'll just study it, I'll just, research about it, I'll just, learn more about it, but you won't do it. For example, this example is like, right in my mind's eye, it's about painting. Some of you will explore all the techniques how to paint. You will practice all the techniques. Probably some of you even practice, but I think a majority of you only watch tutorials, and you probably read about it, but you will not get down to doing that for yourself with your paper and paints, because you fear that, what if I mess up the paper, what if my painting is not going to be right, and if my painting is not going to look nice, that means I'm not good at painting, I shouldn't be even doing it. So, when you start telling yourself that, then obviously you will not attempt to make something, right? And then you say that, all right, I'm just doing it casually. That is what is coming off from this sense of humor card. You just take it very casually, lightly, for fun, but somewhere inside you, you know that you would love to do it, but out of fear you don't do it, because you feel that you will not, that you will make mistakes and you will not be good at it. Some of you might be even fearful of the fact that you need to dedicate yourself, commit to it, and put in regular effort. So, you would like to, you probably have a very easygoing schedule right now, but when you really put time and effort and commit to something, you will need to work hard on it every day. And I think that is what a few of you might not want to do. That I would rather have, like to do what with my time, whatever I want, whenever I want. Because the moment you commit to something, you're bound to that, at least for, maybe an hour, 2 hours a day. And I think you are not wanting to, put in that cap on that particular time of the day when you're going to work hard. that no, if I don't feel like it, I will do it. If I mean, I won't do it. If I feel like it, I will do it. But that commitment is lacking because of your fear of failure towards it. But you should not fear that failure, because we have to learn, right? Till we don't make mistakes, we will not learn. And nobody is perfect. Whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching, I mean, those people have also learned the hard way, that now they are in a position where they can tell you the mistakes also one can make, and how to avoid those mistakes in future. So how are they telling you that? Because they have also worked through those mistakes and now reached this particular level where they're able to guide you and teach you. All right. And some of you might be a little regarding, it's going to be different for everyone who's watching, but the core thing is that you don't want to put in you don't want to commit to it. Let me just explore this. Why are you fearful about it? Why is the viewer fearful about taking this seriously, or focusing on one thing seriously? Why are you fearful? mm, yeah, you're fearful because you want to keep everything in control. You have your you have um, you have decided how you would want things to shape out. You have decided how things should pan out, the direction they should take, and you fear that if they don't take that particular direction, then it's not worth it. You have already set your goal, but to reach that goal, you feel that if I don't get that goal, then what? Then my whole effort goes waste, my time goes waste. So you have a goal in mind, and you feel that what if you don't achieve that goal? But you should realize that this whole process is being, everything in our life is governed by a higher power than us. We are not the ultimate. The universe and God is ultimate. They decide how things are going to move, because we don't live in isolation, we don't work in isolation. When you start doing something, there are going to be external influences coming your way. There is going to be a response from the universe, there is going to be a response from people, which is going to give more shape to whatever you are working on. So you cannot say that that is going to be your ultimate goal, because you have not taken into account the other variables which are going to be provided by the universe and others. And I think you know that, you do know that. So that's why you need to know, acknowledge that truth, which is which you're aware of, and you're being asked to have confidence, right? So don't be fearful and feel that what if it doesn't pan out the way I want to. No, because there are other factors also which are equally important, which the universe always has to contribute to our effort to take it in the direction it is supposed to go in, right? So don't forget the role the universe and God is playing in our lives, and you need to be confident that it is always going to go in the direction which is going to be for the best for you and everyone else concerned. Make a commitment. I think I just mentioned it earlier that you're afraid to commit lest it pans out in a very different way than what you could imagine. Okay, so you're just being told that just commit, go ahead, see, start doing it, see what comes your way. Once you start putting in the effort, doors will open for you, help will come your way, more information is going to come your way. You will get a certain response which is going to which will make you, which will give you that confidence to continue doing it. You will know that you've hit the right road. You just need to start out, because till you don't start out, how can the universe give you something to tell you whether you're doing it, whether how it, to tell you how it's going to shape up, right? You first need to put in the effort. So you start with it, and you see you will definitely get a response, because the cards are saying that God is in charge. You need to have confidence in the universe's ways, and but you, from at your end, you can only commit and work hard. You will get the response for sure, because you, there's a purpose why you have these abilities and these talents, right? So you need to do justice to them. You're supposed to, they also have a purpose. to come to you, to come into the world through you. So you need to fulfill that purpose as well and proceed with it, and let the universe, I mean, you keep it loose, the universe will give it the concrete shape. So I'll wrap up your reading with that. I hope you enjoyed it. Do subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Alright, now we will move on to the last set of cards, the energy oracle cards. Let us see what kind of clutter you are accumulating, or rather you tend to accumulate. What is the clutter which this group tends to accumulate? Okay, we have one card. Goddess of the Moon. I won't take this, but I think it's a little I just feel that it's something which is rather deeply buried inside. Okay, so I need to shuffle a little more. Maybe it's something to do regarding your mother. Okay, what is the emotional clutter for this group? Okay, let us start. Walking away. Oops, you got a reversed card. I normally don't keep reversed cards. I mean, I always sort out my cards, but we will take it at this. Okay. So okay, just this is a reversed. This card of happy family has come reversed. Okay, can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mm, so what is your clutter? All those who have chosen this deck, I think you give up very quickly on relationships, on love, on happiness. You give up very easily, and you walk out of it with a snap of your finger. And I think that is your cause, the reason for your emotional clutter, that you always give up. It never gets sorted out. Everything is always tied up. You leave situations when, for whatever reason, you don't, it's like you don't work towards it. If things are not working out, you immediately leave it, and you leave it all tied up. Everything needs to be opened up, you know, everything needs to be released, sorted out. You cannot keep things like that for a long time, tied and bound. But you, I think, tend to at the smallest hint of some discomfort, of some amount of dislike towards something, you just leave a situation and go. And you leave it like, what you leave, it makes you very unhappy, no doubt about it, because we've got this card reversed. But along with you, there are, you leave the other person also unhappy and miserable, because it's like you enter things very quickly and you leave them equally fast. So you don't reflect and look back on what you have left. And even if you look back on what you have left, you make no effort to go and resolve it and sort it out. And that is the emotional clutter which you are currently experiencing. Anyone who is watching this, you don't sort out things, you don't resolve them. And it's not about patching up, it's about ironing out your differences. It's about having the resolution with yourself, and to value that the other person also is not left high and dry. So when you walk out without sorting it out, the other person is also left confused. And I feel that this has happened more than once, because you've got this family card. For some of you it could be who has just left and deserted your family. I'm sorry, it's a strong word to desert your family, but I think it is coming, the way it has come. Maybe you have left them just all of a sudden, very abruptly. And for some of you it talks of having done this over and over again. So there's a family of people you have been associated with, and you just leave them without resolving anything, without probably saying even goodbye or closing the chapter for yourself or for them. As a result, they are also left hanging. Their closure with you hasn't happened, right? And there are a lot of hostilities. I mean, look at the card, these two cards over here. There is a lot of strong negative energy. People, it makes you also very, it makes other people very hostile towards you, because they feel they feel that how, I mean, see, this person is on guard, he's ready to attack. So people you have left behind are looking out to kind of probably, how should I say it, want to get even with you, that how can you just leave me like that and go. Having not mention to them that what was it that bothered you, what is it that made you upset, what is it that made you take the decision to just walk out without a goodbye or without intimating them, right? So I think these people are, this particular group of people, they have, they have a lot of anger and hostility towards you, right? Because they feel cheated by you. You did not clear the air before leaving. You probably did not even discuss anything. You just, probably got up and left very, very abruptly. Abruptly, because you've left everything tied up. You have not resolved anything. You probably, it was very uncomfortable for you, so you just walked away. You freed yourself, but you have not freed these people. They are still tied to you energetically, and at some level you are also tied to this family of people with whom you have behaved like this in the past. They That is also, see, they're all holding hands. All these people are tied to you, and they are tied to each other, because the energy is common between you and all of them. You need to resolve this. This probably is weighing, I mean, I just get the sense of a lot of heaviness, because of all what you are carrying. You are carrying energy of a group, okay? You're carrying a group energy, which must be so heavy. I mean, this kind of feeling coming from one person is different, but this kind of feeling coming from 4, 5, maybe more people would be so much heavier, right? You have, I mean, that is what is causing your clutter. I think all these cards, I can just say that are the cause of your clutter. And you really need to kind of put all these things to rest, and go and complete and give closure, if not to yourself, at least to other people, because they are still hanging and they are still connected in a very upside down manner. This is not the right way to be connected with people, or to be held by somebody. This is reversed energy. It is not a happy family. This family of people, I mean, you see, you are looking back also, so it inside that you have done something which you have not resolved and closed. It keeps pulling you back. So that is what is causing the clutter, because you're not able to go and resolve it. And that is also not, so you're standing at the gate, though at a certain level you have left it, but you're not free of them, right? All tied up. You are also not free of them. They are also not free from you. And it is, the onus is on you to go and resolve these feelings of all these feelings, hostility, deceit, a lot of clearing up you need to do, anyone who has chosen this card. Okay. Yeah, a lot of, need to balance out things. You really need to bring things into balance, anyone who's watching this card. Heart chakra needs to be healed, it not only for you but for others as well. And I wouldn't say that you need to do the healing for them, you need to do it for yourself, because you are still looking back. The very fact that you're looking back means it's not resolved, means it is not over, the closure hasn't happened, the healing hasn't happened. The Everyone's heart is hurting because of the way probably you walked out on, all of them. So that is what the whole situation is. Now I will just focus my reading on what you should be doing. Okay, can you please give guidance to uh, whoever's watching this? What is it that they really need to start doing to come out of this, emotional clutter? All right, let us see. Angel of love. Yeah, you need to display a lot of love towards yourself first and to others. Patience. God. Oh, see, I knew that, I had a feeling this card is going to come out again. But you see, I couldn't place it in that context. Now I know that, this is all hidden stuff. It is, very, very deep. All these connections run very deep. The feelings run very deep. It is going to take you some time to clear up, because like I said, it's a family, it's more than one person. For some of you it's a family, and for some of you more than one relationship has gone this same road. So it will take you some time and a lot of patience to bring back love in your heart and heal up and heal with all these people. Things run really deep. You need to close it. This is a full moon. You need to give it closure. You need to access your emotions. You need to access your intuition. You have to access your inner feelings, something which you have, buried deep, which you have put in some dark corner. You need to bring it out to release all this, and it will take you some time, no doubt about it, because you've got the card of patience. And maybe, you need to be, not so impatient in taking a decision and moving out. You need to be a little more patient in relationships as far as love matters go. They require time, they require, we all need to have that patience with, another person. Everything doesn't happen very fast. So, sometimes you might be, of that nature where if things don't work, you immediately take a decision. You're being told, don't decide, bear with it for a little while. That is where your love comes in. Because you love it, because you like it, you're willing to, stay on at least till the resolution doesn't happen, till at least things are not settled and, coming, and they don't come back into harmony and balance. So you need to kind of be a little more patient to get the relationship back on track, to ruffle out, the feathers, smoothen the feathers before you decide, whether you want to leave or what you want to do. You you need to sort out things before you take a decision whether you want to call it quits or no. So, you're being urged not to take these snap decisions. Be a little patient with yourself, be a little patient with other people. So, because you really, kind of, otherwise, it just keeps, the clutter keeps increasing, it just keeps accumulating. The resolution has not happened from the past. So, that one more thing gets added, another thing gets added, it'll become very heavy on you. So you need to, be a little more patient and display a little more love and patience. They go hand in hand. I'll just get a little explanation for this goddess of the moon. What is this card trying to tell us? Because primarily it talks of moon energies. I would also like to say that, your relationships need more nurturing, patience, and love. I mean, and all these things take a little time. Okay, you got second chakra, Archangel Ariel. It's all about, romantic relationships as well as children. It applies to both. You need to, nurture them with patience and love. You need to nurture, you need to handle your relationships with a lot more love, patience, and, genuine caring and nurturing, feminine energy. right? You need to be a little more tap into and work with your feminine energies as far as relationships. Any relationship which has caused you this kind of a clutter, as I explained earlier, you need to bring in more feminine energy into yourself also. So see, what you can do to cultivate that, to develop that. To start with, patience and display of patience and love would be a good place to start. Patience with yourself, love towards yourself, and patience towards others, and love towards others. It'll help you, just slow down a little in your relationships, and hang in there for a while before you decide on whether to leave. And even if at all you have to leave, just make sure that you've wound it up on a good note. So you need to kind of, just a bit of advice, you need to go back to these relationships to patch them up. They're all tied up, you're all tied up. You need to set yourself free from them. You need to free them from you. You need to free them from each other. It's all the I mean, you need to start doing that. You need to be free of them, and you need to free up everybody. They are slowing down your pace, they're holding you back because you've not gone and resolved it. And that is the weight, that is the clutter that has accumulated. So a good idea would be to start clearing this up, and then you'll be able to walk freely. So that was your reading. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching.